So the other day I watched this movie called The Time Traveler's Wife, and it was amazing. I cried, I think, 4 different times during that movie, and I'm usually not one to cry during a movie, especially if it's sappy, which it was. I mean, it was a pretty sappy movie, I'll admit it, but it definitely got to my heart a little bit. And I started crying on the couch, and my parents were giving me weird looks like, oh my god, you're stupid. But if you haven't seen it, you definitely need to go rent it or get it or something, because it is one of those movies that'll really open your eyes. And you have to have a really open mind about it, because of course he's time traveling, and many people, they don't believe in it or they think it's stupid. But he goes back, and the woman he falls in love with and marries, he goes so many years without her because he's time traveling and he's not there while she is going through certain parts of her life. And he actually met her when she was really young and told her, because he was coming from the future, and he told her that they were going to be together someday. And she waited 20 years or so. Well, maybe it wasn't that long. It was probably more like 10 years on him. And he finally, time traveled to the right time, and they were finally together. And he'd leave at random points because he couldn't really control it. And eventually they try to have a child, but she keeps losing the baby because the baby essentially time travels out of the womb. It's really powerful. And I cried and I cried and I cried. And finally they have a child, and the child is born and gets older, and the child time travels to a certain point in time, and so does the father, and they meet, and he realizes that the point of life she's in right then, he's not alive anymore. And so then they tell the wife, and it sounds really confusing, but you have to watch the movie to understand. But if you watch it, you will not regret it. It's amazing.